Hello, guys. Hope you are well and doing great and busy in your routine lives. So, guys, today we will cover about Python file operations. And as the name suggests, that file is you are well familiar with file. And in file, you can use you can say that we can store the related information. Okay, guys. So, first of all, we will see that first of all, we need to know that why there is a need of file. So sometimes, we make many applications in Python and we use variables, we use list, we use dictionary. So these all used to store the information. But the level of the information is small or big. For instance, if we talk about a single variable, so we can keep single information. If we talk about the list, so we can keep the multiple information. And if we talk about the file, so it means that we can save not only the multiple information, but multiple line text we can also store in our file. Okay, so Python provide us a very good object, that is the file object, which we can use to save our information, and later we can retrieve that information and we can use in our programs. Okay, guys. So now what is the syntax? If you see this line, so this line tells you that first actually you need to use the file object here. So here actually you will use the user defined name. So it could be any, for example, you can say file open or you can say app or whatever you like, you can just name it. And then this is actually the reserve word. And here you need to use actually, this is the reserve word to open a file. And this is the name of the file which you want to keep. And here actually the access mode and buffering. So we will talk about in our subsequent slides that how actually we can adjust different access modes, and buffering is actually that how much buffer or the space you are going to assign logically so that the data can be read through. Okay, guys. So to keep the name of the file, this argument is a starting value. So, guys, if you remember when we were talking about the methods, in methods, I told you that in methods there are parameters, and you can pass the values to those parameters, and those values are actually the arguments. So, if you see here, so if we talk about that, this is actually the method of file object. So these will be called the parameters, and when the value will be passed, so these values will be called argument. So this argument is a starting value, contains the name of the file that you want to access. So we will see in the later slides that how actually we can name a file. Access mode, this determine the mode in which the file has to be opened. For example, guys, you can see that while a file can be read through, a file can be written, a file can be appended. So read means that, for example, the information is already there and you want to just read the file, means computer wants to read the file. Write means that some informations are not there or the file is not there and you want to read the new information or the new data. Append means the information is already there and you want to update or add more data into your file. Okay, now buffering. So if the buffering value is set to 0, so means no buffering takes place. And if the buffering value is 1, line buffering is performed while accessing a file. And guys, you know very well that, for instance, if you will keep or set the buffering, so the efficiency or the output of your program will be fast, because when you are declaring buffering, so it will uh, just access the file as a whole line. If the buffering value is specified as an integer greater than 1, then buffering action is performed with the indicated buffer size. If negative, the buffer size is the system default and that is the default behavior. But buffering is not an essential argument which you need to provide. It is optional. Okay. Now, different file modes, as I told you, that for example, if data is there, you can read a file. If no file exists there, so you can write a new file. And if a file is there and you want to add data into your file, so you can use or you can append the file. Okay, guys, if you see this red like letters, so one is R and one is RB. So R is read only mode. It means that if you will keep R as a file mode, so you can only read the data. It means that particular file must be already created and must be there, then you can read it. While B is actually, whatever B is here, it is actually to read the file in a binary format. And guys, you are well familiar with the binary format, that it is the language of machine 01. Okay, R plus and R plus B, this is used for both modes. For example, if you want to read an existing file and at the same time you want to read it, pointer is placed at beginning of the file, whereas RB plus is same, which is used for the binary format. Okay, guys. So W, as the name shows, it is used for writing purpose only. And if file exists, it overwrites, otherwise creates a new file. So guys, you need to be very careful while using W, because if file is already there and you have the data and by mistake you use W, so it will overwrite that existing file. It means that your previous data will be wiped out. So you need to be very careful when you are using W. Okay, and then W plus, plus means that both operations, it can read, it can write, and most of the time we will use this access mode or the file mode. Specifically A, as I told you that, for example, if data is already there and you want to add one line, two lines, or one single data, so you can use A. Purpose of appending means addition if already existing, otherwise create new one. While A plus means append, add, and read if file already exists, otherwise creates new one. Okay, guys. So now the first code of our file operation. So if you see here that I have provided some code, like for example, this is actually the file object name. And here, this is the reserved word open, and this is actually the argument which I am going to pass. And my file name is try.txt. And this is actually, I want to open it into WB. So print name of the file. And again, this is actually, uh, the object of my file name. And for object, I am just my file dot name, my file dot closed, my file dot mode. So these are the different actually, you can say, the methods of the object which display. And now we will see here. So name of the file is try.txt and closed or not false. So guys, when you use this method of the object my file, so it actually tells you or gives you the information in Boolean. And in Boolean, there are two information options only, that your file could be true, or the status of your file could be true, or status of your file could be false. Okay, guys. Now, for example, when file is created, then you can apply the following attributes from the file object. For example, file.closed, file.mode, and file.name. So these are actually used when you are going to use different file operations and attributes in your programming. Okay, guys, the most important method, that is write method. For instance, if you want to write a single line or a text into your file, so you can use straight away this operation. The write method don't add string to new line until you use this is the backward slash, so backward slash n. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is actually our first code which we are going to write, and so these are the lines. which we are going to write in our new file. Okay, now, so this is the code which I have already created for you. So what I will do, sorry, what I will do, I will just copy this stuff and yes, I will just copy this stuff and copy it, and then I will go to here, and I will create a new file, and then I will just paste it. And here you can see that again I reiterate or I repeat the same thing which I have told you earlier, that this f is actually the file object name, and this is the open is the method, and these are the arguments which we are going to pass. And here these are those information which I wanted to write in my file. And what is the name of my file? Try.txt. So maybe I can just make it maybe try 1, 2, 3, and then so these are those. Okay, so if you see here, these codes are little surprised, so that's why I have just selected that code. Now you can see that write operation, and this is the slash or backward slash, and I have used at the end of my all lines. So now when I will run, so first I need to save it, and then it is going to ask for a file name. So I say file, try 1, 2, 3, and then I just save it. And now when I run it, so you will see that I will get a message, and that so I will just run it again so that you can see clearly. So here we go. File writing operations are over. So it means that we have written this file. Now, if you see this file here. So now you can see that this is the code which we have given, and how much it is simple that, for example, here you have used W plus, and W plus means that if already file is there, it will actually wipe out that file. If file is not there, it will create a new file, and it will write all these lines in your new files. Good. Okay, guys, as you know that we have now gone through the write operations, and now read operations is also important. For instance, this method, what this method will do, this method will read a string from an option. And what is a string, by the way? Yes, yeah, good. String is actually anything which is in the quotes. Okay. So if you want to read characters, for example, 10 or 20 or any number, then you have to use this syntax. Means that, for instance, if you want to read first 20 characters, first 100 characters of your text, so then you have to give the number of those characters here. For example, if I want to read first 100 characters of my text, so I will just write file dot read, and in this scare bracket I will write 100. But in case of whole text of the file, means that you want to read the whole text and display on the computer screen. So then you have to use the following syntax, very simple, file dot read for whole file. Okay, guys. Sometime it might be possible that you need to return line by line from your file. So then you need to use this like command read line method returns line by line. But if you use read lines, so there's a difference, that this is read line means single line, and this is the read lines means method returns the list of remaining lines. Okay, so now guys, we will do, we will I have actually entered a file here. So now what I will do, I will use the same file. Okay, and now I want to apply this stuff over there. So what I will do, I will just go to my file. Guys, I think I couldn't show you in previous, I think, slide by mistake. Anyways, now I'm sharing. Actually, this was the file or code which I have given to you. So actually, I'm using two monitor screens, and unfortunately, I have shared only one screen with you. Okay. Anyways, now what I do. So this is actually you can say the my code screen. So here, what I am going to do that, for instance, I'm so this was my file name. So what I do, I just remove this stuff from here, and now I give that, okay, this is my file. So it needs to open that file, and 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 please don't forget to remove this and turn into R. So now what I want, that I want to uh, in the display, I want to show, okay, to just it is just to show the uniqueness of your code. And now, okay, when you are going to print your stuff, so I'm using those two read options, line, and then I'm going to close this file. Okay, so please remember one thing, that when you are coding your file, please don't forget to close it. Every time you will open your file, and then you will close your file. Okay. So now, if I will run it, so what it will do, I will just save this file, and now I will run it. So what will happen? So it will read the first line only. So I just show you uh, the output here. So now you can see, oh, sorry, now I just share with you. So, so now this is the output screen. I am Tariq. So the first line, it has displayed. Okay, now what I will do, I will just change my code, and I will use the whole stuff here, and I will copy it again. And now what I will do, I will just add S here, and now what I will do, I will just make a space, although it is not important for compiler, but for readability point of view, I am going to run it. And now I will show you. So now you can see in this screen that both are actually both. So this is the first line, this is already showing, but when I used this stuff, the read line, so it had displayed the all lines from my file. Okay, guys, now we resume the next slide. So we have learned now that actually how we can write in our file, how we can read line by line from our files, how we can read all files from all lines from our file. Okay, guys, now what I will do, that because as I told you that in read, you can also place the characters. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just open the same file again. I will just open the same file again, this one, and what I will do, I will just write here, for example, print f read, instead of read line by line, I want to read only first 20 characters. Okay, now, here, I am just going to remove it. Okay, now I will save it, and I will see by running it. Okay, guys, now I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And one of a few more spaces here. So what it has done, it has actually displayed 20 actually characters for me. And now if I just change it into 100 or maybe 50, so I will just see that how it goes. So now see that it has increased the characters. So it means that if we want to read characters, so we can use this command if you see here. And now, okay guys, the pointer, file pointer means that, for example, when there is a file, so and for instance, if you read a file, so there is a pointer in a file which start from, for example, from the top to bottom. For instance, if I go in a file here, I will just show you. And okay, so for instance, I just open a file for you here. It could be text file. Okay, okay, if I say text file. So for instance, I just open this file which I have created. Okay. So guys, this file is actually I have created right now through the Python program. So now this is the pointer actually. So when the program will start reading this file, so and if you don't close the file, for example, if you don't close the file, for instance, when the file was read, so the pointer was here, and you didn't close it when again you will open this file. So the pointer position will be on this line. So now you can actually move the pointer position at the end or from the start. Okay. How you can actually move the pointer position? So here I will show you that, for instance, in this case, that so if you can use tell. So tell is actually the tell actually a command which will give you the pointer position, and you can reset pointer position from the very beginning if you use seek. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just copy this stuff, the whole stuff, so that you can see and I can explain. So I will actually copy the whole stuff here. Okay, and I just remove this and I will copy the whole stuff here. And then I will go again and go to the next one. And then I will just this one as well. So sorry, actually there are too many files are open here. My goodness. Which one? The current file, I guess. This was, I guess. No, this was okay. I just close unnecessary files so that we are not confused. Okay, what I do, I just close it as well. There are too many files are open. Okay, I close that file as well. And now I close this one as well. And the reading characters. Okay, so this was actually the file. So see, reading characters. So now the next I will just copy here. So tell is actually will inform us that what is actually the position of the cursor. And then I will go here and copy this code as well. And now I just open this file. Okay, and copy it. Okay, now guys, what will happen? So we have created try123.txt file. So we are going to read this file because this file is already there. So we will read characters and we will read first 20 characters. and then we will see that where is the cursor position. Okay, so this command will tell us the cursor position. Then we will reset the cursor position, and again we will ask through tell command that where is our cursor position, and then we will read all files, and then we will so reading all lines, so we will use the same command, and that's it. So now we are going to run it and see how it goes. Okay, so now you can see here the position. Now we can see that, okay. So reading characters. So this 20 characters is placed file cursor position at 21 position. So now you can see that because still file is open, it's not closed. So that's why the cursor position is on 21st character. Okay. Now through this seek, what I have done, I have placed the cursor position at 0 character, means start of the file. So now it has been repositioned. Current file cursor position is 0, and we have verified it through tell command. Okay, and now reading all lines in a file, this stuff. So it means that when you are going to, okay, now what I do in this case, I just skip this statement, the whole statement here, and I don't close the file here. And now I run it, okay, and see where is the cursor position. Okay, okay. The one thing I do that I also skip uh, uh, this whole stuff. Okay, and now what will happen? So it will tell us the position. Okay, now when I run it, okay, I need to close it because there are a lot of stuff here. I want that there should be new output screen. Okay, so now, so here see the cursor position at 21. Now what I do, I don't close it, and I again open it. And then I say cursor position, and see where is cursor position. I save it. So here we can just write tell us the second time cursor position. Okay. Okay, guys, now we will run it, save it, and we run it and see how it goes. Okay, so now what it is telling, tell us second time cursor position is at 0. Okay, so sometimes, sometimes uh, it gives you surprises. So it is very, very important that when you are using, open your file, so you need to close it. So please don't forget to close your file, so that if you will close it every time when you are using it, so it will not give you the surprises, and those surprises you could get because of uh, position. Okay, guys. Now, so we have covered this stuff. We have covered this stuff. And now seek and tell I already told you. And this is the syntax. To make file pointer initial position, we will use seek 0. And then to know the current file pointer position, you need to use the file.tell. So this file is actually the name of the object file which you actually use. Okay, so you will not use file, so you will use your own name. For instance, in this case, I have used F, so you can use your own. Okay, guys. Now, this is simple activity. In this activity, what you need to do, generate a text file with the name this and display a message on the output screen that you have successfully created a file in Python. And guys, you can do it very easily. And then you can also, this is the second task. In second task, what you need to do, that, for example, you have to enter this data. So you can complete this activity by using, I just go back and just, yeah. So this is actually the task. So the same. So you will perform. So this is the data which I had given to you, and you will write that data like this, and you can easily perform this activity. This one. Now for activity 3, open a already created file and so display 100 character. Again, I have given the example here. For instance, if I go back to my this one, so you see here that 20 characters. So if you replace 20 with 100, so you can read 100 characters of the file. Okay, now read the file again and display the whole text with the message. And what was the command I told you? What was the command? Yes, yes. Whether you need to use read lines, the whole text will be there. So, or line by line. So here, if you want whole text, so you will use read lines method. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and I will come up with four new lecture with four with new a few new lectures in Python. So till then, keep care about yourself, and because nowadays there is a problem of COVID-19. So keep yourself unite and follow the rules and SOPs to avoid yourself from COVID-19. COVID-19 infection. So thank you very much for your time and listening to me. Have a great time. Bye.